Hello Bone Squad, I'll be doing voiceover videos until I'm back to feeling 100%. Today's video is intended for mature audiences only, as I will be discussing domestic violence and other heavy topics. If this is not something you wish to watch, please click out now. All opinions expressed are my own and the information I cover falls under fair use. Today we will be discussing ALEXIS SHARKEY, the lovely 26-year-old businesswoman who was found nude and deceased on the side of a road in Houston, Texas. Her body was discovered by a sanitation worker who, upon seeing what he thought was a mannequin, called his boss to come and investigate the body or mannequin, as he was scared. His boss came out and called 911 as soon as he realized what he was seeing was the body of a woman and not a mannequin. He is haunted by the sight he came upon that day, and expressed how unusual the scene was, as the body had no visible marks on it, and that it was completely clean. Strangely, her husband didn't report her missing, but one of her friends did. Alexis worked as a representative for the MLM hair company Monat, and had a successful online following, which was around 20,000 followers on Instagram at the time of her death. Alexis had been married to a much older man, 49-year-old Tom Sharkey. They had been married about a year at the time of her death. She had expressed to friends in the past that he had been violent towards her. We will circle back to this point. He, however, claimed that they had a good relationship and that he was the only person she could be her true self around. On November 28th, Alexis's mother made a post on Facebook announcing that her daughter was missing, and she had been made aware of this by her son-in-law Tom Sharkey during a phone call. Alexis's mother hadn't spoken to her since right before Thanksgiving, when they had discussed plans for Christmas. Sadly, by Sunday night, the police had notified her that her daughter had been found deceased. On Monday, November 30th, the police confirmed to the public that the body that had been found over the weekend was indeed that of Alexis Sharkey. Her mother said, I do believe she was murdered. Yes, from what I've been able to gather, as well as the mother's gut, I learned very young as a mom to trust my gut. It has not let me down. Alexis's mom described her daughter as someone who wanted to see the world and who was health conscious and loved selling organic products. Alexis graduated college with a major in biology. A reporter reached out to Tom Sharkey, who answered and sounded upset, and stated he did everything in his power to find his wife, told the reporter to never contact him again, and then hung up the phone. Some of Alexis's close friends revealed that she had mentioned that she feared for her safety during a trip to Marfa, Texas a month prior to her death. Tom Sharkey spoke to a reporter and stated that his wife wasn't the happy person that she portrayed online. He also admitted that he was struggling. He claimed that she was his everything. She wasn't happy, she was stressed. I would cuddle her and try to make her strong. She was an amazing woman, sir. My wife was an amazing woman. She really was. There's always other sides to everything. I was the one holding her, cuddling her, and building her back up, said Sharkey. I don't need to set the record straight. I'll let it play out the way it is. I know what my life was with my wife. He abruptly ended the conversation. I'm sorry, I'm not a jerk, said Sharkey. I'm just destroyed. Now this sounds like he sincerely loved his wife. However, he refused to pick up her body and make funeral plans. He allegedly fought with her parents over her remains. He was listed as next of kin on the documents from the medical examiner's office. This was later transferred to her parents, who thankfully took action immediately. Also, records came out that he had abused a woman he had a prior relationship with, and what is striking about this is he allegedly choked her and left her partially nude, which is alarmingly similar to how Alexis was found. Alexis herself had confided in friends that her marriage was nearing its end, and that Tom had been physical with her. She mentioned on a few occasions her husband had caused her to lose consciousness, and when she came to, she was completely naked. If you are unfamiliar with the cycle of domestic violence, you may not know that the most dangerous time for a victim is when they are trying to leave the relationship, or if their abusive partner discovers that they are involved with someone else. Alexis met a new man who she had seen a few times. These two things could have triggered the tragic event that took place and caused her life to be snuffed out. Now, as for her cause of death, that was determined to be strangulation. I am not trying to be disrespectful by saying this, but strangulation is a very intimate way to end someone's life. It doesn't take long to strangle someone to unconsciousness, but at minimum it takes around 5 minutes to strangle someone to death. Also, leaving a victim naked is done for a couple of reasons. One being that your DNA may be found on their clothing, so you get rid of that evidence, so to speak, or it is done to further embarrass the victim. You tend to see this from men who have a history of violence against women as a way to showcase how much power they had over the victim. I sincerely hope whoever ended her life spends the remainder of their life behind bars. Thanks everyone for watching. And my heart goes out to her family and friends. Bye!